Hello there, welcome to more fresh video game recommendations. The previous videos were very popular, so I'm going to bring you some more. And of course you may have seen some of these titles played on the ASMR gaming channel, and some titles are yet to come. So looking at the list, I am going to focus my attention on Nintendo first, but a game that initially came from Sega. There we go. We have the Sonic Mega Collection there. This was released, this particular GameCube edition of those nostalgic titles there was around 2003. I don't need to say much more about Sonic the Hedgehog there. A nice little addition. The second 3D platformer in the Mario series was Super Mario Sunshine there on the GameCube. The game took place in the tropical isle of Delfino, where Shadow Mario has been causing trouble. Some footage and gameplay there. And front cover, lovely front cover there. Let's stick with Mario but migrate towards the Nintendo Wii. That's a game I'm currently playing. And the follow-up to Super Mario Sunshine. We had Mario here on an extraterrestrial journey to rescue Princess Peach. This title was released 2007. I got some footage there. Doesn't quite top Mario 64 for me, but I'm going to persevere with it on the channel. Yeah, let me know what you think of that one. Like Wii Sports, we had another game that increased the heart rate. We had two worlds colliding, Sega and Nintendo. We got Mario and Sonic at the Olympics there. On Nintendo Wii. So essentially we had 24 Olympic events, and it brought together 16 characters from Mario and Sonic. And apparently this game sold over 10 million units there. And it was based on the 2008 Beijing Olympics. You know that I love Zelda. We've almost finished Ocarina of Time on their gaming channel, and you'll be pleased to know that this will be the second instalment in the series, Twilight Princess. have a little look there, but this was a 2006 action adventure where Link sets out to prevent Hyrule from being engulfed by the Twilight Realm. Taking form of both Hylian and Wolf, assisted by Midam, or whoever that character was. Okay, that concludes the Wii recommendations. Sticking with Mario, but going back in time. Have you ever come across Super Mario Land for the Game Boy there? It was a 1989 release. We had to guide Mario through 12 levels to rescue Princess Daisy. Absolutely love the artwork on this particular game. It's probably one of the best pieces of artwork from the Mario games. See some of the enemies there that we had to beat off. Those bouncing beans with wings. Little jumping insects. And some levels we had Mario shooting at enemies as well, so not just platforming. Now here is a rare, unique game from my childhood. I was happy to reacquire. I'm not sure if you've come across the McDonald's game for the Game Boy there. Again, this was another platformer developed by Ocean. You essentially chose between one of those characters, and we had to proceed through various worlds, collecting various items there. So, very happy to reacquire this game and play it once again. Now, does the name Arthur Morgan ring a bell? A game that I've played a little bit but will pick back up. I just find it rather complex. Haven't really had time to get my head round Red Dead Redemption 2 from Rockstar Games. Set in 1899. A story following the exploits of Arthur Morgan, an outlaw and a member of the Vandalin gang, facing the challenges of a declining Wild West. There we go, some gaming footage, and a little bit of story there, a little bit of background for you. So that's Red Dead Redemption 2. Few words are required for this next game. The best selling game ever. I like to do exploration rather than survivals. Exploring new seeds. They are very popular on the gaming channel. Here we go. We have Minecraft. Another title from the Xbox One series, Again, that should be coming soon to the channel. Currently enjoying Rise of the Tomb Raider, but later on, following on from Rise of the Tomb Raider, we had Shadow of the Tomb Raider, following Lara as she ventures through the tropical regions of the Americas, still battling Trinity. Absolutely love these green cases, the Xbox One. Now, the story does include elements from the Mayan and Aztec mythologies. So that's that one, very enjoyable. And this is the one I'm currently playing. It's my favourite Tomb Raider series thus far, is Rise of the Tomb Raider. We've completed about 70 to 75% of this. And just to add, before those, and yet to come, will be the definitive edition there. Some more Lara shall come your way. Okay. Now, just to let you know, there are some rain sounds in the background. It's currently a wet Sunday here in Staffordshire. In fact, I happened to jump from Nintendo to Xbox without covering one of my favourite games on Nintendo, for the 64 of course. You remember the cartridges, and surely you remember this classic from Rare, Banjo-Kazooie, and there they are. Banjo sets out to rescue his sister, I think it's Tooty, from Gruntilda the Witch, progressing through multiple fun levels, collecting music notes and jigsaw pieces, so encountering multiple enemies. Next up we had a very difficult racing game, which wasn't quite Mario Kart, but it was a little bit addictive in my opinion. But you remember those silver coin challenges, as well as coming first. We had Diddy Kong Racing here, again for the 64 and developed by Rare. So we've currently covered the 4 main areas on this one. I'm heading to the 5th very shortly. Okay, PS2. From the Need for Speed franchise. We have Need for Speed, Most Wanted there. One of my favourite Need for Speed titles. So essentially, we are challenging Razor, I believe, for the title of Top Dog. But we are sabotaged, I believe, and then we have to essentially build our way back up the blacklist, tackling various races, as as well as completing race events and milestones before accessing said blacklisters. And another title, this time from the Final Fantasy franchise, the 2001 role-playing Final Fantasy X there. This was the first Final Fantasy game to feature fully 3D areas and voice acting. You play as Tidus attempting to defeat Sin, a rampaging monster. And the sub-game is of course Blitzball. So Final Fantasy titles are unbeatable in my opinion. We're also covering 7 and Final Fantasy 8 on the gaming channel. Prologue and characters. Rinoa, Selphie, Zell, Irvine Quistis, Cypher. It's interesting, Zell is just 5'5". Some instructions, basic stuff. And a little bit about battles there. I'll show you one of the discs. This is disc 2 of 4, so it's an epic game, and there's Rinoa there, utilising the power of her trusty canine, Angela. Possibly onto some 360 titles here. First one is Avatar, a 2009 third-person shooter based on the movie, of course, which acts as a prequel to the film. James Cameron's Avatar the game. Lovely front cover there. And imagery from the game there at the back. If you like the film, then you may enjoy the game as well. Something else that just caught my eye, we have another Tomb Raider title here. This is probably same as the definitive edition there. It looks similar. It looks like we also have it on 360. Very much excited to bring you that one again. Now we have a third-person shooter from around 2009, possibly the first game in the series, designed for a two-player co-op. It happens to be very high on people's lists of favourite games, especially the shoot-em-ups. We we have Resident Evil 5 there. Of course this was an 18. Those horrible jump scares. There you go. I'll eventually bring you this on the gaming channel also. Close up of the footage. And sinister looking front cover. And let's follow up that with Resident Evil 6. When all the goodbyes have been said and all the hopes seem lost, one final struggle begins. Alone or in 4-player co-op, the next chilling chapter of Resident Evil will rip your senses apart. There you go, there's that one. And let's try a different genre on the Xbox 360. Formula 1 2012 here. For all you racing lovers. There you go. Title you may enjoy there. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of my collection. It is of course an evolving collection, so expect to see more titles in future videos.